Please stay still. Okay. Okay, so before I start talking, I am now talking. Okay. Before we get into today's live stream, I want to mention that I was trying to go live like multiple times and it kept cutting me out like that. So, yeah. Um but I think it's working now. Almost at a minute going live, so please bear with me as I try to see if there's any glitching that goes on. Just know that I really don't know what's going on. It could be like a little systems error, but yeah. Finally, I'm live after it had cut out my live stream 3 times now. 3 times. 3 times it cut off my live stream for today. But luckily, 4 times the charm. Okay, the fourth time's the charm, and now, yeah. Hello. But anyways, welcome back. Welcome back to today's Sunday live stream. Okay. So as you can tell by the title, I am painting on my floor again. And this time I finally have a canvas that is ready. But first things first, I always do what I normally do. I have to get some black paint and trace out the outlines. But yeah, so, and as you can tell from this live stream, yes, you're getting like half a view of my closet. And apparently the other half of my room, and I like your moon phases poster. That's cool. That's not a poster, that's a giant picture board. Um, I don't have a poster, it's like a board, and I also got a tapestry like right there. So, yeah. And obviously you can see my closet. So, yeah. But anyways, also I want to mention if the lighting gets weird, it's because it's storming outside, so there's going to be some rain coming and there's going to be some clouds coming, but yeah. Anyways, let's get into this painting assignment because I know for a fact it will normally take me like up to an hour to really like paint this whole thing. So sit back, relax, get out a paintbrush. If you want to, please get a coloring book yourself, a coloring book or a piece of paper or anything else like that, and let's paint together, okay? I want to be painting with you. Let's paint together, shall we? Let's paint together. Okay? Get out a piece of, or we could sketch, or I don't know, you could sketch. I don't know. It's really determining on how artsy you're feeling. Or you could get out the clay. Are you drawing the moon? No, I'm doing it. No, me. Oh, I think I got no. No, son of a. I got paint on myself. Great. I got paint on my hands. I got paint on my hands. I got black paint on my hands. And I currently have a blanket on my legs. Now, I'm just praying that I do not. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but I'm just going to move it to the side because I do not want to know if I ended up with. Hi there, Lenny. I'm sorry, I always say your username wrong. Hello there. How you doing? Hi. Hi. So I just got paint on my hands, and I haven't even started painting. I haven't even started painting. Specifically, it's the black paint. I got black paint on my hands. So, great. But you know what? As long as I didn't get it on my sheets, as long as I didn't get it on my sheets, yeah. Oh wait, hold on. I think I remembered. Your name is this username, Lenianit Frog. Sorry if hopefully. I believe your name is John, right? Your name is John or Johnny. If I said your name wrong, I'm sorry. Is it John, Johnny? If I said it wrong, I'm very sorry. But yeah, let's get into it. How have I been? I have been on a roller coaster of emotions lately. Um, but also I have recently set a goal for myself. Okay? Yeah, John. So I started when you're using your hands, obviously they're gonna get dirty. Yeah, I know that. But I just should have like saw where like my thumb was going, and I was in fear that I got paint on my blanket. So yeah. Anyways, so recently I had set a goal for myself, okay? Recently I'd set a goal for myself, and now I'm getting closer to that goal. I just have to wait like a few other payments to come in. And what I mean by that is recently I've been trying to. So if you were here on my live stream yesterday when I was live, I told myself that I was going to try to save $1,000 into my savings when hopefully in the next like two payments or so, because that's like one of my goals, because one of my New Year's resolutions was for me to save more money, and now that I have actually started the process, I kid you not, I can't believe like how close I am now to my goal. Okay, I am getting very close. Well, I'm like $400 away from my goal. And what I mean by that is I now officially have $600 in my bank, not in my bank account. Well, I do have $600, but it's in my savings. I have $600 in my savings, which means I'm $400 away from my goal of $1,000. So yeah. And what I plan on doing, and what I plan to do is once I save up enough money, I would like to do maybe some light traveling, or actually even move out, and finally find my own place, so that way I can be more independent, be by my just finally have a place that I can call my own, and just finally feel like an adult, if that makes sense. But yeah. However, though, I know that goal is going to be taking a while because, and also I'm trying to be very cautious when I'm saving money. But here's the thing, though, okay? Here's the thing, though. I was at the grocery store after my job yesterday, and I kid you not, okay? I mean, not yesterday, today. Today, okay. So today, when I went to the grocery store, specifically, I went to the dollar store. When I went to the dollar store yesterday, I had well, I went to the store because I had to buy some things, and I kid you not, when I got to the cash register to pay my stuff, 20 items. I had 20 items at the dollar store, and guess how much it cost? $75. $75 for 20 items. Okay? 20 items, $75. Now, I know that America's groceries and like everything else is just getting really expensive nowadays, but like $75 for 20 items, and I was at the dollar store. I was at the dollar store. Okay? I was at the dollar store. And plus, I wasn't really. Here's the thing though. I wasn't really worried about like how much I was going to spend because I had just got paid. So, yeah. But seriously though, I mean, I will say though, it is a little better than the time. Did I buy gold? No. Why would I buy gold in this economy? Tell me, why on earth would I ever want to buy gold? The only time I ever buy something that looks like it has gold on it is like one of those chocolate treats, but it's more like at the convenience store just down the road from where I live at. I normally end up buying some of those like little chocolate treats that you can like unwrap and has like the gold foiling. Mind you, it's not actually gold. I know that it's gold foiling. And that's as close to gold as I'll ever get. Okay? I did not buy gold, okay? I went out and bought groceries. I went out and bought groceries. Hello, how you doing? I went out and bought groceries. That was it. I went out to buy groceries. Groceries. Okay? That's that are supposed to help me last through the week. And wow. I mean, like I said, I know for a fact that like the economy is like the supermarkets and everything else is just bad. But like seriously though, I did not expect to go to the dollar store. I am gonna thanks for asking. Hope you're doing well too. Thank you. I said that because you only bought 20 items and it cost you that much. Yes, it cost me $75 for 20 items. And like I said, I was at the dollar store. I think the most expensive thing I bought was. What was the most expensive thing I bought? Um. Well, it couldn't have been the drinks. I know that, okay? It couldn't have been the drinks. Because the drinks, like, where I got from a section where it said, like, $1 or $1.25, if that makes sense. And then I also went and bought these. So, as some people know, I like to buy these little energy pouch. Since you didn't buy gold, did you buy silver instead? No. So this was like $1. This was like a little bit more than $1, but it was like less than $2, if that makes sense. Or you'd have to pay $2 and something cents for this little packet versus another packet of brand that I buy that's like $5+. But yeah, no, I did not buy silver. 1010 inspiration. Your art looks super cool. Thank you. So this is actually what I got so far. If it will let me like show you. This is the outline. This is what I got so far. Ta-da. And then in about a few minutes, we are going to be adding some color. We're going to be adding some color to it. Because obviously I don't want it to just be black and white. And lucky for me, I have all of these acrylic paints. Looks amazing. And hello. So yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna be going in with the permanent red. I'm gonna go in with some permanent red, but I'm gonna try to attempt to see if I can do like a little bit, not a lot, because even though like obviously I'm not gonna use that much red, it's yeah, still gotta find properly manage how much I'm using because I definitely have a lot right now. Anyways, I hope yeah, so I don't really know what was the most expensive thing I bought. I really don't know. That's the thing though. I just went out and like bought groceries and literally I completely forgot like or I don't even know which was. I mean, I have the receipt. I can look at it, but like I'm not going to look at it now. But still though, it I was just shocked by the price. Okay? I was just shocked by the price. And quite honestly, I just don't know what to think now. So, yeah. But hey, you know what? I'm just trying to get to I think like me and many people who live in America, I'm just trying to go through the process day by day cuz yeah, cuz it's just lately though I've been seeing a lot of like very sad stuff on social media talking about America, especially the job market, which by the way, that is literally all I see on my For You page. And I didn't even ask to like, or like searched up like any of that stuff. Instead, somehow it found its way again back to like my For You page again. And I'm just like, wow. So do people just like send out applications for people to write down and then not hear back and all that? Cuz that's just ridiculous. Like, can somebody please explain to me why so many jobs are just not hiring people, especially when they're experienced? Mind you, I've also seen videos of people who say like they have bachelors, they have associates, they have certifications. Mind you, I have an associate's, okay? I have an associate's, and it took me months to find a job. It took me months to find a job, and when I did, it was a seasonal job, two seasonal jobs, and then eventually I was unemployed for another month, and then somehow miraculously I was able to find work again. That let me work for a full year. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's a very sad thing for a lot of people in America to see because I mean, it just shows you how terrible it is. It just shows that even if you have you have an associate's or whatever, or you have certifications or you have bachelors, literally it almost seems like it doesn't matter because yeah, with how the job market is, pretty much after college, getting a job is pretty much like winning, like waiting to see if you win the lottery, meaning you don't really know if you're gonna get the job or not. So, but you keep trying because, hey, if you live in America, basically everything's so expensive that it's hard to live. It's hard to live in America nowadays. Yeah. That's true. These days it's hard. It is hard. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have an associate's or if you have a bachelor's or two bachelors or hell, even an actual certification of everything, like all the classes you took. Literally, it's it's just becoming such a sad thing. And it makes me feel very sad for for everyone who just wants to be a part of society and be and who said stuff like, "Oh, you know what? When I grow up, I'm going to have a big fancy job and I'm going to become a millionaire. I'm going to save up all my money." But then I don't know what had happened, but the housing market went up apparently. Then the job market is literally impossible to get a job. Hello, Starlight Dragon. How you doing? And yeah, everything got expensive. It's impossible to buy groceries, really. Um, Especially when you have a family, specifically if you are trying to if you have your own family with your own child and or children, and you have a spouse or you're divorced or you're a single parent, yeah, it's a tough economy out there. I will say it is a it is getting way too hard to just I don't know what. It's just too hard to even just catch a break. And I feel very sad for those who have to also bust their hump just to pay for stuff for their families because here's the thing though, in my own little financial with me, my personal finances, okay. See, I'm not married. I'm not married. I'm single and I don't have a child, okay? I don't have a child. And thank God because my finances are not in the are not in the right position or will give me enough money to not only provide for my child, but also allow me to still be able to pay my bills and pay rent, okay? And pay my insurance and everything else and the whole nine yards and pay for groceries and pay for anything that has to come out of pocket if insurance can't cover it fully. So, yeah. So essentially though, right now with me, I feel very I'm just saying I feel a little bit lucky in that department and that I am very grateful that currently right now the only I'm I'm not yeah, I'm not in that sort of situation, but I am, but my heart definitely goes out to those who are, and I do hope people who are in that situation, I hope there's a light at the end of the tunnel for them because at this point, yeah, it's just getting much harder and harder, and I just feel sad seeing all that go down when really though they should be enjoying and making memories with their kids, or they should be making memories, making family time memories instead of like worrying like if they have enough money to pay their bills next month or anything like that really. So, and yeah, feel very sad. Feel very sad about it, and I pray and hope to God that one day, you know, we can finally be in a world where like things aren't too crazy expensive and all that. Okay. Anyways, so I think I finished the red part to this, and now I'm gonna. I live paycheck to paycheck. Hey, so do I, if I'm being honest. I live paycheck to paycheck as well. My I my paychecks normally just help me make sure that I get by. So yeah, it sucks, but it's the current thing you have to deal with. Well, what I have to deal with, and not just me, but many others who live paycheck to paycheck. Okay, so currently I just did the red, and now I'm gonna move on to like the orange. I'm gonna move on to the orange, and I'm gonna do orange in this part and right here as well. Okay. Let's see. What else? Yeah, it's just yeah. I mean, it's just a crazy world right now. I'm not old enough to get a job yet, but I have a 5 year plan. Oh, you have a 5 year plan? Oh, you are preparing. Okay, you are preparing. Do I have a 5 year plan? So far my 5 year plan right now is more like a 5 month plan or something like that for the rest of the year because, wait, no, not 5 months. We're still in June. We're still in June. Okay, so my plan for the rest of this month, I should say, not the rest of this month. Well, technically, yes, but like the rest of this year. Okay, the rest of this year is for me to try to work on a few more of my New Year's resolutions. One of them is, of course, have better control of my finances or save my money, which I am doing, and thank God I am because I feel very lucky that I am close to my goal, and once I do, I will hopefully have enough money to go and finally just do my own thing. That is all I can say. Okay, that is all I can say. But as of right now, I just need to keep working on my money or making some money or saving some money. That is all I can say. Let's see. Okay, so now we got the orange, which isn't exactly oranging because some of the black's getting on there. So, okay. Yeah, already have a colleges I want to go to. Okay. Well, I do hope you have good college experience. My college experience, well, it was all in the first semester when I was 18, when I went to college, it was all fine until the second semester my college years had hit and we had entered the pandemic. So, and we had to switch to online classes, which sucked, but you know, you had to do what the laws at the time were doing. So, and I just hope we do not go through another pandemic again because I kid you not, I cannot deal with the stressfulness of like all that. Okay? I personally couldn't. Have you changed your look? Got a mustache? Yeah, I started growing a mustache. Also, how are you doing? Yeah, however, though, I am gonna try to like trim it down. If I can't, then I might end up having to shave it all off. But anyways, so yeah, it is. Yeah, my college years were just pretty much a little bit of a mess, but thankfully, the pandemic slowly started to let us be more open or allow us to actually walk on campus. The problem was, though, when it came to classroom seatings, I had to basically sit at one table and someone had to sit like directly to like the corner from me and make sure there was like a spare and make sure there was an empty desk like right next to me, but it was also behind them. I don't know. They had to sit like diagonal from me. I had to sit diagonal from them, and pretty much, yeah, it was overall not a fun experience because I was constantly worried that like I was sitting in the wrong spot or what would happen if I sat next to someone who had COVID. Mind you, also, I had never had COVID. I never gotten COVID in the beginning of the pandemic until like when everything was finally settling down, and then in February of 2022 I was still in college and I had a few semesters to go until I could complete my associates, and in February I got the COVID. I ended up with COVID. And here's the thing though, I generally did not know how I got COVID, okay? I didn't know how I got COVID, okay? I always wore my mask, okay? I knew that. I always wore my mask. I made sure to stay at least 6 feet, 5, 6 feet away from the person next to me. I always made sure to keep my distance. I would always try to make sure to remember to wash my hands, either if it was after a meal I had, like lunch, or after like I obviously after I when I used the bathroom, because normal people do that even if we weren't even in a virus. But yeah. But yeah, I got COVID and it sucked, okay? I spent 5 days, okay? 5 days in bed with COVID, and I did not go back to school until Monday. I did not go back to school until Monday, and let me just tell you, it's when I finally got back to my regular week of school, it was chaotic. I had a few assignments that was missing that I had to turn in on Friday, but I ended up turning some assignments in late. Mind you, this is college. This is college. This is college, not high school, not middle school, not elementary school. This is college, okay? When you miss a deadline, sometimes they might offer you grace by letting you bring in the assignment a little bit later on Monday, but however though you would get points deducted for not turning it in on time. And even when I said like I had COVID, still though, apparently that still counted as me not completing an assignment that was due Friday. Mind you, Friday was also like, excuse me, sorry. Friday was also like the third day, I believe. The third day I had COVID. So yeah. Let's just say I had one instructor who was not very pleased with me having COVID. But yeah, I think, however, though, when he had COVID, um, I don't know. Apparently, everyone had to give him a savings grace type of moment. Can you show us the painting? Oh, of course. So currently, right now, I'm working on like a little humanoid little art project. Hold on. And so far, and it's a little bit inspired by a drawing I did. So this is what I got so far. So I'm going to be doing some yellow, green, blue, and purple. It's also going to be going like this little eye section, so yeah. Okay, so I had to clean up a little bit with the orange, and now let's start with the yellow. Let's start with the yellow. Okay. So yeah, I had a. I remembered I had an instructor who was not particularly proud that I had COVID, and basically assumed that I guess I was lazy because I got sick, which, wow, you really are making people love you as a professor, as an instructor, as a teacher, when you are telling people that they should be upset because what did you go to college for? So I studied fine arts in college because I wanted to work in I wanted to either be a graphic designer or I wanted to work in an art museum. Okay? Those are like two of like goals I wanted to that's like those were two careers I wanted to do, okay? I either wanted to become a graphic designer or I wanted to work in a or I wanted to work at a art museum. Those were my goals that I had set for myself. But then life decided to hit and basically I couldn't the job market and yeah. So and then now I work as a chef, so and then there's obviously that little joke of me like going from taking all those art classes to work in a career in fine arts, and instead I ended up working in culinary arts instead. I took classes to be able to get my certificate to work um, in a kitchen. So yeah, kind of did like a whole little weird 180 thing, or like 360, I should say. And now I am a chef. I am a chef. I am a cook. Yep. I kind of gave myself, I guess, or the universe decided to give me this little opportunity my, to explore whatever cooking skills I had. I want to be an animator. Well, I hope you become an animator, and I hope you're able to create your own original stuff, and I hope people are able to see it and watch it and love it. Okay? Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So, well, now I do culinary art instead of fine arts. So, yeah. Is there a art museum in your town? No. No, sorry, I laughed a little bit. No, there is no art museum in my in my town. I live in a small town, okay? I live in a small town where I just found out that on the same street that I work on, okay, the same street that I work on is getting two new chicken restaurants. Two new chicken restaurants. And at the same time, they're already wrapping up another chicken restaurant. And that's just on the road where I work, okay? There's actually a little parking lot area near where I live at, okay? Near where I live at, where by the way, this is all in one parking lot. This is all in one parking lot, okay? There is a Subway, there is a thrift store, there is a Burger King, there is a Taco Bell, there is a Chinese restaurant, there is a Family Dollar, there is like a chiropractor, doctor, medical building also in the same parking lot. There is a McDonald's, there is a Taco, I think I said Taco Bell already. There is a Starbucks, there is a Sonic, there is two gas stations across the street from each other. There is also a Mexican restaurant, and there is also just down the road, there is train tracks and right next to the train tracks is another thrift store and and a barber shop. Also, there's also another barber shop in the same small parking lot I was talking about, okay? And then there's also an ice cream place as well. And mind you, like I said, this is all in one, one parking spot. One. So you can literally park your car in this one parking spot, okay? And you could go get your groceries. You can get your grocery shopping done. You can go to a fast food place and get something for lunch, or you can go to Starbucks and get like coffee or whatever. You can go to like the chiropractor. Or you can go to the dollar store, or you can go and get a haircut, or you can go to an antique store. Literally all of that. And it's all in one parking lot. You don't even have to move your car. You don't even have to move your car. And that is literally just down the road from where I live at, okay? And just across the street from that parking lot is an apartment complex. So people who live in that apartment complex can easily walk to the store, walk to a restaurant, walk to the barber shop, walk to the gas station. Just like you could just walk. Just walk and then you'll already like be at like a store. And you don't have to worry about like taking a car or whatever. Because literally they live like just across the street. It must be nice. No. Because where I live at, the walk can last nearly a whole hour. Well, technically like 30 minutes, but park cars? Yes, you can park your car in the parking lot of where I live at. It is, yeah. I'm not gonna say it's a nightmare, but I would definitely recommend if you're one of those people who live near a place where like you can actually you can like park your car and just walk around a few places. Basically, it's kind of like I almost want to say it's kind of like an outdoor mall, but it's not. It's not an outdoor mall, even though it could feel like that, but it's not. So, yeah. So, what's your favorite thing to cook? What is my favorite thing to cook? Okay. Well, at my job, one of my favorite things to cook is so I mostly just do like breakfast foods, but my favorite thing to cook is of course waffles because with waffles I can get a little creative with the waffles. Like I have done cinnamon flavored, I have done chocolate flavored. I attempted to try and do coconut, but that did not work out well. Hello there, vlog. How you doing today? So yeah, definitely the coconut one. When I tried to make coconut waffles, they were a little bit harder to do, but I will say not impossible if like you find a way. I did attempt to try. I tried to make like a jelly waffle. Try to make a jelly waffle, but that did not work out. How are you? How are you? I'm doing okay today, vlog. How about yourself? How are you doing today? Because currently, right now, I am painting a little humanoid creature, and I'm already starting to add some color. I'm already starting to add some color. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I didn't make that. I got that as a gift, so. But I love it, so. And I'm hopeful that one day when I finally have my own place, I can hang it up and just be like, yep, this is me. Okay? This is me, and I love it. Anyways, so yeah. Can you paint my pic? Currently right now I'm painting something else, but maybe next time. But anyways, so yeah. So yeah, currently painting this, and yeah, waffles. I tried to make a jelly waffle, and it did not end well. It did not end well. Okay, it did not end well. Maybe next time, but I don't know. I know I can't really like save time to do it because we're currently in the summertime, and where I work at, summertimes can get the summertimes can be pretty busy. It can be pretty busy. So yeah, so I gotta always make sure like I'm prepared, I have everything ready, and I kid you not, if you work a job like mine, you pretty much pray to you pretty much pray to make sure that you find a way to make it through the day. You try to find a way to make it through the day, okay? You try to find a way to make it through the morning, okay? Because my shift, I kid you not, most times my shift almost drains me physically and mentally. So, but you know what? I still enjoy my job because I'm able to meet new people. I'm able to hang out with people and just talk to people. What time is it now in there? It is past 4 o'clock. It is past 4 o'clock, which, wow. I can't believe I've been painting this thing and it's already 4 o'clock. I can't believe it's already 4 o'clock. I can't believe it. So yeah, it's currently 4 o'clock. What about for you? What time is it where you're at? Oh, oh, thank God. Okay, time to add some blue. Okay, I'm getting ready to add some blue here. Oh, it's 1 a.m.? Oh, sweet jeez. You should be asleep. You should be asleep if it's that late. Seriously, oh, look at that. I had red. I had this red brush. Me and my brain. Okay. Well, mistakes happen and they happen for a reason. Okay. And God knows I've done plenty of mistakes in my life. So, anyways, let's go in. Let's start with this whole blue. Let's start with the blue. Let's see what else. So, yeah. There's one thing I just gotta say. I can't believe like it is almost July. I am shocked that it's almost July, and yeah, I can't believe we're already halfway through the year, which means pretty soon it'll be 20. Pretty soon it'll be 2027. I love your painting. Oh, thank you very much. Also, sorry, I had to move my legs. I'm currently stretching. I'm stretching my legs. I'm currently stretching my legs because I was sitting crisscross. Um, so I need to stretch my legs. Just stretch them, but not stretch them too much because I don't want to end up with pain on my legs. I don't want a leg cramp. I don't want to end up with a Charlie horse. And let me tell you, as someone who experiences Charlie horse, who's had experienced Charlie horse way too much, it is completely it is not fun to get, okay? Okay, it is not fun to get Charlie horse, and I pray that you and nobody else gets it. And that's all I can say, because it is not a fun few minutes, okay? Yeah, and even though the Charlie horse does last a few minutes, I do not recommend thinking it's fun or even attempting to try and get Charlie horse. Why don't you come to India? First off, I don't have the money to travel at the moment. I live in the US, and yeah, it's getting pretty difficult to really go any place, especially with the whole TSA recently, because TSA basically makes it impossible to travel internationally, especially with these whole new laws they just added. So, what is a Charlie horse? So basically, a Charlie horse is basically where you get like a random like leg cramp. From what I know, sometimes a Charlie horse can happen really unexpectedly. Like you could either get Charlie horse like after running a little bit or doing some stretching and anything, Or sometimes it could even happen when you're deep in your sleep, okay? It can happen deep when you're in sleep. And I kid you not, the pain is unimaginable when it happens. And sometimes it feels like as if something is like either, for me though, it feels like someone's trying to squeeze my leg very tightly and almost pop out my calf. Okay? That's what it feels like. It feels very painful, and half the time I end up like wheezing, and it is just not fun. And half the time I'm just like, oh God, what did I do to deserve this? Oh God, what did I do to deserve this? Like I end up having that in my head, like thinking, what did I do so badly when in the middle of the night all I did was just sleep? Like, that's true. All I did was just sleep. I just sleep. I just slept and somehow I ended up with Charlie Horse. Okay? I just spent the night sleeping and I got Charlie Horse. Like, that's what I mean. Sometimes, like I said, okay, have a good day. Bye. Good night. I am sleepy. Okay, good night, vlog. You have a good night now. Have a good sleep. Yeah, so Charlie horse, like I said, can happen unexpectedly, and all I can say is I pray that nobody ever experiences Charlie horse again or really doesn't experience it at all, because like I said, it can be very painful. Um, and yeah, it's just how I guess it works. Just like sometimes the body just needs to like relieves some pain, and eventually when the pain does subside, it's like, wow. It's just like, wow, the pain is gone, but you still have the memory and scared that it'll show up again. So it's nuts, but hopefully not again or anytime soon. So yep. Okay, so now I just finished the blue, okay? Or I should have already finished the blue by now. And now I will officially start to work on the purple. Then I'm gonna do like a little black dot and just see if I need to, and just outline this a little more, and yeah, and should be done soon. So. Okay, let's do some purple. Let's see. I have light magenta. I'm looking for purple here. We're looking for purple. We need some purple. That's brown, green, another green, yellow, beige. Where's the purple? No Joe. What the? No! I got paint on my carpet. You've got to be kidding me. I have been so cautious not to get paint on my carpet. And now it's on my carpet. Great. There's currently paint all over my carpet. You know what? Once after I get done with this and I end the live stream, I'm gonna try to attempt to at least clean it up, because I know for a fact if I don't, there's gonna be hell to pay. That is all I can say. Yep, I got paint on my carpet, specifically black paint. I got black paint on my carpet, and this carpet is beige. This carpet is beige, okay? This carpet is beige, and trust me when I say, if I don't get this out soon enough, I'm gonna be hearing a full-on earful, okay? I'm gonna get a full earful, so. But let's see, anyways. I think I found what hopefully is purplish. Yep. Found some purple, and now we can start. And hopefully, after I get done with this, I will then trace out the rest. Okay, there we go. There. Okay. Well, there's some purple right there, and now let's go in with the final. Yeah, this just has like little bits of dust paint on it. Okay. For wet spills, scoop up the excess with a spoon and dab with a. Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. I look up how to get your paint out of your carpets. Well, thank you. Well, thank you very much. You are definitely saving my life. I hope, though, like I said, I hope, like after I get done, I hope once after I am done with this live stream, I try to get it out as possible or as quickly as possible because, yeah, I don't know what had happened. Okay, I think I might know what happened. I think when I got black paint on my fingers, I probably didn't like close up the black paint tight enough, and it just so happens it had ended up spilling a little bit onto the carpet. So yeah, but it doesn't seem to like have set in completely. So, like I said, after I'm done with this live stream, I'm going to well, I'm going to try and clean it up like what I normally do, of course, um, with everything else. Okay, and now finally we're reaching the end goal of all this, where basically I take a black brush, and I outline the entire thing, just like put it all together. So, okay. Let's see how this ends up. Yeah, so I'm just gonna work on this pupil, and then I should be done. But then after I get done with this little pupil right here, of course, like I said, I have to trace it out, and then I'll trace out everything else, so that way it looks a little bit more nicer. That is all I can say. Oh, look at that eye. Look at that. Okay, yeah, you can't see it because it's at like a very different angle, but yeah. I think it turned out pretty okay. I think it turned out okay. But like I said though, right now I'm just trying to like retrace it in a few spots, just so that way it looks a little better. That is all I can say. So, yeah. And I think, however, though, I think I had a subscriber ask me if they wanted to like do a little painting inspired or like a little animation drawing, which if you want to, you can. If you want to, you can. I'm not stopping you. Okay? I'm very thankful that you had allowed my painting or my creativity to inspire you, and I hope to continue and I hope it inspired you to continue to work on your art more and more and watch your art grow, and hopefully it gets really recognized. I hope it gets recognized by a lot of people and you become very famous and very rich. Okay? That is all I'm hoping for you, and yep. Okay. Almost done. Just need to work on these little black lines right here. Okay, there we go. Got one done. Let's do the other. Okay. And like always, I always say that I post this later today. So that way, when after the live stream, when I post this, you can comment down below and tell me what you think and tell me what you would have done differently. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, and a little bit dab right here. Okay, let's see. Now I'm also currently checking for like other spots that I have to like check just in case if I have to like work on a little more. So, and obviously I do see a few. So let's fix these up a little. Yep. Let's fix up these little dabs right here. Okay. Let's fix this spot up here too. Let's fix up this because originally this area is supposed to be like a nose or something. Okay. And I think we might be done for today. Huh. I think it looks okay. And ladies and gentlemen, my wrist. I give you the final. Pretty much this is like final. So, ta-da! What do you think? This is pretty much like the final look. So, and yeah, I am just gonna leave it because really though I don't know what I could have done with the humanoid look, but I think overall it does look pretty okay to me. So, yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, I will have this. Hold on. Here we go. So, like I said, I'll have this painting posted later today, so that way you can see it. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. And also, yes, you can see the view of my laundry bag. That is my laundry bag. I have to do some laundry after this as well. So, yeah. But yeah, so this is my painting for today. Thank you all so much for joining me on my live stream. Thank you to everyone who's joined me for my live stream today. I will be going live again on Saturday, so make sure that you click on your bell notification so you can be notified when I go live this Saturday. Throughout the week, I'll also be posting my usual short videos of astrology videos here and there. So yeah, make sure you turn on the notifications so you'll be notified for that as well. Also, if you'd like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free and you can always change your mind. Also, if you like the video, if you like this live stream, please hit the like button as well. And yeah, like I said, also hit the bell notifications wherever it's at, so you can see me post short videos, other videos, and live streams. So, yep. And yeah, that should be it for today. And as always, I hope you have a good day and or night. And as always, take care, stay safe, and I love you. Mwah. Also, if you're new here, this is what basically my outro is. I always end up blowing a kiss to the camera. So, yeah. But thank you again for joining my live stream. I hope you have a good day and or night. And as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Mwah. Bye.